Let's use the Pythagorean theorem to find the missing side of the right triangle below. We'll use a calculator to find that third side and round our answer to 3 decimal places. So the Pythagorean theorem on the right says that if we have a right triangle, then if we know 2 sides or 3 sides, one side squared, a squared, plus another side squared, b squared, would be the hypotenuse side, c squared. In other words, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, where c is the hypotenuse, which is the side across from the right angle. In our problem to our left, the side across from the right angle will be side c, so c is 5 1/3 inches. That means that our side across from it would be side b, and our long side here we'll label as side a. So let's use the Pythagorean theorem to find side a. We'll write the formula down, plug in these numbers, and then use a calculator to find side a. So, to begin, Pythagorean theorem says a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So, a, we don't know, we'll simply write again, a squared, plus b is 2 3/4. So we'll write this as 2 3/4 squared is equal to c is 5 1/3. So we'll write this as 5 1/3 squared. Next, let's use a calculator to calculate what 2 3/4 squared is, as well as 5 1/3 squared. So, bringing up a TI-83 calculator, 2 3/4 squared, we can enter in exactly what we see here as parenthesis 2. The word and means plus 3/4, 2 3/4 quantity squared. This works out to 7.5625. So a squared plus 7.5625 is equal to 5 1/3 squared would be parenthesis 5 plus 1/3, 5 1/3 quantity squared. Enter. 28.4 repeating. To 4 decimal places, since our other decimal is to 4 places, we'll write this as 28.4444. Now let's find a. In order to do it, we'd like a squared to be by itself on one side of the equation. To eliminate 7.5625, we'll subtract it from both sides of this equation. So subtracting 7.5625 from both sides, on the left side, 7.5625 minus itself will become nothing, 0. Cancels out, and we're left with just an a squared. The right side, we'll write 28.4444 minus 7.5625. Enter. 20.8819. So 20.8819. Now we're looking for some number squared that would work out to this decimal, and to find that, we'll square root the 20.8819. So by hitting second and then square root of 20.8819 and hit enter, we get 4.5696, but rounded to 3 decimal places would mean that we're going to round the 9 up, which means we're also going to round the 6 up. That means that a will become 4.570. So this number squared is roughly 20.8819. We say roughly because we had to round our answer. If we had used our precise answer, it would have been squared to give us our precise 20.8819. So a, which is 4.570, is the remaining side of our right triangle, and that would be our answer in inches. So Here's our answer listed to the lower right, and what it means is A would be 4.570 inches for our triangle. And that's our final answer.